Just moving here. How many sites should you build a month in the first year?
1,000.
How many sites can you build in the first year?
I don't know, man. I think you got to look at a couple different things. I don't think you should just go into full build mode where all you do is build. I think you got to have some balance in anything in life, right? And so I would say start out at a number that you can actually accomplish. Like, set the bar high for yourself. Make sure you can accomplish it and make sure you can afford it from an overhead standpoint. I don't want you putting yourself out of business because you went and built so many. But I can tell you one thing. If you went out and bought 10 limousines, I guarantee you'd bust your ass to find the clients to put in those limos so you can pay your limo bill back. So sometimes pressure, well, not sometimes, but I believe pressure is a really good thing for entrepreneurs because it gets you out of your own way and makes you go solve a problem, right? I think that too often we're not creating enough problems for ourselves that we got to go out and solve. We're trying to solve the problems before we've actually made any, which keeps us stuck exactly where we're currently.
Yeah. Start with one. I mean, we did we're at the regionals, and when we asked people how many people have 10, how many people put their hands up?
I would say like less than maybe 10% of all people that went to regionals had more than 10 sites. And there's been a lot of people at those regionals that have been in for many, many, many months, if not many, many, many years. Mm-hmm. So I think you should have a goal on the books. If that goes 3, if that goes 10, if that goes 5, whatever you can pull off, but stick to that goal consistently over the next 12 months, and then let's look at the results. I think too many people take micro data instead of macro data. They look at that micro data, they're like, well, I put up 3 last month and I didn't get anything going yet, so I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna just sit back and wait, right? No, keep focused on the end prize and keep staying with your goal. If the goal is, hey, I'm gonna do 3 a month for the next year, stick to that, okay? And too many people don't stick to it. Go for it.
We were just having this conversation, me and you and Danelle, remember? And she was telling you about how I went to the basement when I first jumped in and built a bunch. So I built like over 20 like the first few months, and I didn't have anything sold. But I believe that pressure creates diamonds, right? And that's why I stand here today, is that I put so much pressure. I went in and built the shit out of so many lead gens. And then I sat back and I was like, fuck, I don't have any of these sold. I got to go get these things sold. And that created a lot of income for me. It allowed me to grow. It allowed me to hire Calvin and a few other guys, and we just started growing.
So didn't you say 12 of those 20 ended up like becoming long-term passive income?
Yeah, we still have them today. I still have the other 8, but I told Calvin to shut them down because it's just not.
I would I suggest, this sounds kind of counterintuitive, but set the bar low so that you actually accomplish it. Most people are like, I'm going to set the bar super high when they don't even have the skill set, or it's like when, someone says, I want to make 15 grand a month, and they haven't even ever made 5.
Exactly.
It's like, just be a lot more realistic, because I think a lot of people, they throw it out there with no real intent. They don't really believe they're going to do it anyway. They just like saying that number.
Yeah, it makes them feel warm and fuzzy in their
exactly.
Face. Yeah.
But if they say something more realistic, it's like, oh shit, I got to, get to work now and do the work, instead of just throwing numbers out there and, not doing what they have
Listen,
to do.
you can always raise your goal after you've kind of accomplished it, right? Mm-hmm. Like, too many people, I agree with you. When I was managing the car business, I had all these new guys would come up to me and they're like, I'm gonna sell 25 cars a month. And I'm like, bitch, you haven't sold 10, right? I'm not saying don't have big goals. I'm not saying have big dreams, but let's be realistic. Let's have some balance, and let's make sure we actually execute. Because most of the people that would say, I'm gonna sell 25 cars, Dan, I'm gonna outsell you, they lasted for a month and then they fizzled out, right? I call it, like, I'm gonna let you talk just a second. I call it burning too hot. Yeah. I see people come in, they're fired up, they're on these live streams, they're liking, I love you guys, you're the guys that are the greatest, right? They're burning so hot, and then they burn out. Yeah. They burn out quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say also, like, the magic of this business model is actually, you guys need to take this entire business, like, follow the process all the way through. I went to the regionals, I met some people that had like lead gen sites that were not published. Like, that doesn't count as a lead gen site, right?
Exactly.
You have to publish it, then you have to go get the map listing, you have to start building backlinks, like, see the process all the way through. That counts as a lead gen site. You can't just build a site and just forget about it, right? You have to actually go through the process of the entire training.
I remember someone in regionals, they said, yeah, I got it, but I can't get it, like, it's not all the way finished. What they did was they cut a bunch of corners too. They finished it, they published it, and then they cut corners on the backlinking section. Yeah. And we called them out on it, and they're like, oh, yeah. So don't cut corners to save $1 or $2. You're only cutting your nose off to spite your face.